Hey everybody, I'm Jason. I'm from Rock Technologies. I am a technical architect here, and I'm responsible for overseeing all the technical aspects of our ArcGIS server hosted solution here. What I'm going to talk to you about today are the different options of hosting your GIS clients, services, data, geoprocessing tools directly in the cloud. So I'll give you a little bit of history about the cloud and how I've come to see it and how it's evolved over the years. But when the cloud first came out, it was basically another one of those buzzwords like B2B and P2P and cloud computing, all these different things. And I really didn't give it much credence at the time. It really didn't take me too long to see the error of my ways and see that the cloud is really an extremely viable option doing everyday things that we've outsourced, our email, our telephone, all those things, and really hosting your GIS data and services in the cloud should really be given careful consideration because it's no different than anything else. So it all started off. I think everyone has probably heard of Amazon and their EC2 instances. ESRI has worked very close with Amazon to make it real easy for people to deploy ArcGIS server on the EC2 cloud. It's got some really great benefits. It also has some pretty serious drawbacks in my mind, but let me kind of go over them a little bit by a little bit. So hosting ArcGIS server on an EC2 instance, real easy. A lot of those machine images, meaning the operating system, ArcGIS server, the web server, everything is all bundled into one. And you can pretty much hit play on the little console and you'll have a machine up and running in just a few minutes. So having that ArcGIS server instance on the cloud gives you a lot of great benefits, especially from EC2. Your ability to scale up your resources. Let's say you have a real big spike in traffic for some reason, like a hurricane approaching the coastline, and all of a sudden, all your citizens and all your users are trying to figure out their evacuation zone. You have the ability to quickly ramp up the resources that are available to that EC2 instance, so it helps handle the traffic. So that's a real good reason to utilize something like ArcGIS server on an Amazon instance. Its ability to scale is pretty incredible. However, of course, there are some downsides to doing that. First off, if it's in a production type of environment, that server has to be running 24 hours a day. You pay extra for all your bandwidth in and out. You pay extra for scaling up. Your CPU usage needs to go up. You're going to pay for more CPU cycles. You're going to pay for all the data storage, all the requests that come in and out. So it can be, to some degree, difficult to budget for those types of situations. It's not a fixed monthly cost, so it could be $1,000 the first month, and then all of a sudden you have some, increased traffic. That monthly bill could, jump up to $2,500, that type of thing. But you're always going to have that fixed monthly base cost, which you have to pay for your server storage, you have to pay for the machine to be on, etc., etc. So it's always going to have a bottom line of, let's just say, $1,000. But as the resources that you require go up, so are your costs. So that's one small problem that I have with Amazon EC2. The next issue is also you have to have the dedicated personnel to keep that ArcGIS server instance up and running. In that respect, it's no different than hosting ArcGIS server on your internal infrastructure. You still have to have that person that is capable and knowledgeable enough about all the database interactions, the intricacies of ArcGIS server, and the best practices for caching, and just basically keeping that instance up and alive all the time. So that, in many cases, takes dedicated personnel to keep that server up and running. So you have to keep in mind resources. What resources are available? Do you have the ability to be flexible in your budgeting? Because you also have to keep in mind that ArcGIS server licensing, you have to pay for that as well. It's really no different than hosting that license in-house or off-premises in the Amazon EC2 cloud. So you're still required to pay that same licensing fee to ESRI. The next option that you have is definitely more of a hands-off approach. It's the latest offering, or cloud offering from ESRI, and it's called ArcGIS Online. While its ability to host ArcGIS server is very limited in its current form, it does have some compelling reasons to utilize that service. The way I view ArcGIS Online is its ability to act as a portal to your existing GIS content, meaning it works hand in hand with ArcGIS server and your other in-house spatial capabilities with all your data and your web maps and things like that. Its ability to actually host features, again, is somewhat limited. You are able to use a cached map service, and you can use a feature map service, both of which can limit your functionality when it comes to serving GIS content. However, its ability to help organize and deploy this content to your organization or to the world or whoever needs it is really fantastic. So it's an option that you definitely should be looking at if you have ArcGIS server, and to some degree even if you don't. It's a great way to get started sharing your GIS data throughout your organization. So we also have a third option, which is a hybrid type of cloud approach, and that's what we've done here at Rock Technologies. Okay, so this third option, kind of somewhere right in the middle, it gives you that ability to be hands-on or hands-off as much as you like. Again, we have the ability to scale up and down. We also have the ability to something like set it and forget it, as it's kind of like ArcGIS Online. But somewhere in the middle is what we feel as we at Rock provide you the most value. We've got the staff on hand that's been working with the ESRI stack for many, many years. We're the ones that are responsible for keeping that server up and alive 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're the ones that have dealt with hundreds and hundreds of map services. We know how to optimize them. We know how to set those spatial views to render fast. So what that does is that frees you up. You don't have to manage the server and optimize these things. That's our job. So you're free to go back and do what you do best in your GIS office. So I've given you, hopefully explained a little bit about the three different solutions that you can utilize when hosting your GIS data and services in the cloud. The first option we talked about was the Amazon EC2 instance. Again, you've got to have the manpower, the personnel to manage the server. You have to have the ability, budgetary-wise, to expect some pretty big fluctuations in your monthly price. But again, this service can throttle up and down, very, very quickly. So it's a great option for folks that meet that criteria. You have a lot of services, you need a lot of horsepower, and you have the ability to budget accordingly. Great option. The other option we talked about was ArcGIS Online, and while not really a true ArcGIS server or hosting type of solution, it's a great way to get your feet wet, to start sharing your industry or your company's GIS data with inside your organization or even outside your organization with the world. It does have some ability to serve feature layers and some tile caches, but that's going to be it for now. There's probably going to be some more coming in the future. And then last I spoke about the hybrid type of solution, which we have taken. We feel that it's a great way to go. You can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want, but again, we still maintain the flexibility of both sides of the Amazon EC2 and the ArcGIS Online. So I hope I explained everything good. Feel free to hit us up with any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Check us out next time, and check us out on the web at rocktech.net.